Welcome, everyone, to the Rising Phoenix Toastmaster Club mentoring video on table topics. Thank you so much for tuning in to this and learning how to be a better table topics master. So, as a table topic master, you are to be able to enrich the audience by sharing questions and or games that will cause them give them the opportunity to be able to connect by having a good opening, body, and conclusion, basically a mini speech as they respond to whatever question and or assignment you give them. Table topics are meant to be fun so that they are learning and enjoying learning. So the first and most easiest way to do table topics is to go to the internet, and there are thousands of different questions that you can use. You can also purchase through Toastmasters or Amazon packages that have toast or table topics type of questions. All of those are options that you can have. You don't want to give a question that is difficult to answer, because that isn't the purpose of this. It isn't to trip up the speaker. It's to make them be able to think on their feet. So you want to make sure that you give a question that they feel comfortable answering, or to give them advice on how they can pivot from the question to another question if it's not a contest. If it's a contest, they are required to answer the question given. The other thing that you can do is take simple objects like a iPod case or an iPod, or you can give a stapler or a fork, and you want to say it's 20 years from now. So say it's 2040, and the person found this, dug it up, and they found it, and describe what this is and how it was used, as an archaeologist might do. So it, again, has them think on their feet. It's not a hard question. There's not a wrong answer to the question, because they're being innovative and creative. But it is a fun way to do it. And in person, we usually throw these objects in a bag, and you reach in the bag and pull it out to be able to have that question or that response given. So again, that's another fun thing to do. You can take a penny or a quarter or any coin that has a date on it and ask the person to read the date and give a recount of something that happened in their life at that date, or someone that they know. Again, no wrong answers. They can completely make up the answer. But again, it is causing them to think in the sense of, what is a good opening to get people's attention? What are 3 things that I can say about this coin, date, time? And how can I conclude, summarize what I given them? Again, honing our skills. And then you can also do, one of my fun things is have an envelope. And again, virtually, you can do this in a virtual way where they choose 1, 2, or 3. But in that envelope, you have phrases that would be used to create a story. So in that table topic, you would maybe ask for 3 or 4 people, and each of those people would draw a different number or paper from the envelope. And whatever it says is how they start their portion of the story that's going to be created by the contestants. So the person that does the best job at transitioning and giving an opening, body, and conclusion would win that. But it's a great way, and it's very, very funny a lot of times, because the things that they pull out may or may not really go well with what the whole premise was that the person before them did. It also gives you great listening skills, because you want to try to make that transition smooth and somehow make it all work together. So those are some great table topic suggestions that you can do. As a table topic master, you want to try to call on people who have not gotten a role, so that they can be able to practice their speaking. If it's a guest, you always want to ask them if they would like to participate. And that's often best done at the beginning of the meeting, when you're just getting together and the meeting hasn't formally started, so that you can ask them in private, would they mind taking a table topics? And if they say no, then respect that. If they say yes, but they're sort of hesitant, do whatever you can to make them feel comfortable with what you're going to share with them. The other thing is that the table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. And even though the timer tells that at the beginning of the meeting, I would like you to, as a table topic master, remind the folks that they have 1 to 2 minutes and they should try to reach the green. And when they see the red, that they know they only have 30 seconds to wrap it up. So that just reminds them and gives them a better sense of what's expected, because the nerves will come in and they may forget the timing. The table topics also how many you should do as a table topic master. You look at the agenda and see where we are in the timing. If the timing is gone a little long or we started late, then you're going to need to cut out how many table topics that you actually do. Because if you have 2 speakers, you're going to need at least maybe 10 minutes to allow the evaluators to give their evaluation, the general evaluator to introduce them. And so if you don't have 10 minutes, then you know that you've got to kind of cut it out so that you can make sure that the meeting ends on time. And if there's perhaps only 1 speaker or there's no speakers and you have to do a lot of table topics, you want to make sure that everyone in the meeting has an opportunity to speak and be able to share some thoughts that they have from the table topics. So that is what table topics is all about. And again, the key things to remember is that you should have fun, that you should remind everyone that the table topics should have a good opening, body, conclusion, that the table topics are 1 to 2 minutes long with a 30-second window on either side. If it's not a contest, you don't have to specifically answer that question, or you can ask for a new question. If it is a contest, you have to answer the questions that is given. And that you can do other things besides just asking questions. You can do those different games that I mentioned earlier in this video. As always, if you have any questions, you can email me at vnoethling@gmail.com. That's VNOETHLING@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to individually work with you, give you some other tips and ideas on table topics that I have done over the last 20 some years.